What's cracking, y'all? You are now watching Boo TV. Appreciate you for stopping in. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, stay notified, and let's get into the topic for today.
I just recently found out that they will be handing out an MVP award in the FIBA Olympics this year to the winner of the basketball tournament. This is my first time hearing about this. And apparently, this didn't start with this year's Olympics. So I had no idea they started this MVP award for Olympic play. And to me, after hearing about it this year, I was just like, why? Why feel the need to incorporate this? An MVP award, most valuable player, it goes against everything Olympic basketball is really about, which is the team and the country you're representing, not the player, not statistics. It blows my mind why they felt this was a good idea or a necessary idea. And I know some of these countries, these players play together or have played together. And then you got other countries, and I'll use the USA as example. The NBA, there's a bunch of different teams, a bunch of different players being pulled from different teams and coming together to play different roles, lesser roles, for the betterment of the team. And we know that the USA, practically every year, are heavily favored to win the whole thing. So who's this award really for at the end of the day? I understand not everything's about the USA, but I'm just using this as an example because this is the league I have knowledge on, the NBA. You got all these great players. And using Team USA, for example, LeBron, Steph, Embiid, AD, and Edwards, Jason Tatum, the list goes on. All guys that if they wanted to or have the ability to put up the stats and get recognition for MVP, but that's not why they're here for. It shouldn't be about one player. It shouldn't be about the numbers and the stats because everybody's doing something different, and whatever scheme the selected coach for this Olympics run has in place. If you go back to the Redeem team in 2008, Kobe Bryant, his priority was playing defense. He wasn't out there trying to, be the Kobe that we're used to seeing, getting buckets while also playing defense. But he wanted to set the tone defensively. He didn't care about scoring. He didn't care about all that other stuff. As with other players on different variations of USA basketball. It's crazy. This award should not exist. It shouldn't. This is about the collection of players. This is about representing the country. This is about a team effort. And when you put things like this in place, it gives players who really care about these kinds of things more incentive to go out and make it all about them. And we already know one guy who's accolade and statistically driven, and the media tends to push for his narratives and making it all about him. And that's giving this guy more incentive to go out and do the things that he feels he needs to do for his legacy or what defines him. Just an example, because he's the best example I have. And you already know who that is. I don't need to say names. I mean, truthfully, you could probably take any of the premier players on the USA team and devise a system to run it through one particular player, and it would be successful in Olympic play. You know what I mean? I disagree with it. And for anybody that's saying, and I get it, some people will look at these kinds of things. Oh, when you talk about the GOAT debate, oh, this guy has Olympic MVP, this many Olympic MVP. Me, I don't factor in Olympic basketball when I'm comparing NBA careers. To me, it has nothing to do with your NBA career or, your GOAT argument, or how it defines your legacy in an NBA player. To me, it doesn't. It's something completely separate. It's a different game. It's a collection of overwhelmingly great players as compared to the rest of the competition. Like, I can't put much stake in that. I can't. It's great that you're representing your country and USA basketball, etc., but using that as ammunition in a GOAT debate on somebody's NBA career, I want nothing to do with that. I don't consider that. The same way I don't consider humanitarian efforts and volunteer work and, social justice accomplishments and GOAT debates. That has nothing to do with your NBA basketball career when it comes down to defining what you did as a player on the court. Not off the court, on the court. Who are you? What were you able to accomplish? And all the context and story of basketball play in the NBA. I'm not talking about how many schools you opened up. I'm not talking about how many times you stood on the podium to talk for the Democrats or the Republicans. I'm not talking about how much money you donated to this, that, or the third. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking basketball in the league. Anyway, I digress. Getting off topic here. I'm not a fan of this award. And I will put no stock in it. I don't care who gets it. I don't. Because it's going to be driven by numbers and analytics in a game where players aren't playing for those kinds of things at all. At all. And they shouldn't be. Some are, but they shouldn't be. Olympic basketball has always been about the country and the team first. And by introducing things like this into Olympic play, it will start to challenge players' integrity and misguide them down a road of achieving personal accomplishments on a team where anybody is good enough, or almost anybody is good enough to do it if they push for it. And putting I before the team. And I'm not with that. Not for Olympic basketball, especially not for Olympic basketball. I don't look at the dream team and I don't look at the redeem team and say, and put it all on one player. Yeah, you have your team captains and we know typically who the best players are, but nobody looks at it like that. They don't. If player X goes out and gets 40 points in an Olympic game, congratulations. What do you want me to do? Bask in your glory? Especially if you're on Team USA. You're already on a stacked roster with some of the best players in the world. Congratulations, you got 40 against the rest of the Olympic competition on an overwhelmingly stacked team. Congratulations. Oh, here's your MVP. What? I'm not with it. They need to get rid of that. Get rid of it entirely. Why put the focus on one guy? Why switch the focus to one guy? I get it. Everybody has their own narrative and story that contributes to the success and the journey for Olympic basketball, but make it all about one guy with this MVP award? Get it out of here. It doesn't need to come back to that. Everyone's worthy of some shine and glory, but nah, I'm not with it. Anyway, that's all I got to say about it, folks. Appreciate y'all for stepping in. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, stay notified. Catch you on the next one. We out, baby.